Okay, so you get your macronutrients like your carbohydrates, fats, and protein. Micronutrients are essentially all your little minerals that are absolutely vital and critical for your brain function, for your immune function, for growth and overall health. And we get micronutrients basically from our soil. So your magnesium um, comes from the soil, zinc, all the things that, it's all the micronutrients. So it's not your carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. It's your micronutrients, certain vitamins and minerals that are depleted because our soil is so overprocessed, because we are very, very stressed. So we deplete a lot of nutrients. We have a highly refined processed diet, which also depletes nutrients at a very high rate. We drink a lot of coffee, which depletes a lot of our iron levels. A lot of people, for example, are vegan, so they have very low iron levels. There's so many, it's multifactorial, but essentially, we are not getting the micronutrients that we need from our nutrition. So my suggestion would be to start with the food that you eat, to cook from scratch, to source the best quality nutrients you can from local farmers markets, organic farms, those kind of places that actually are very, very aware of the quality of the soil and how they grow the fruits and vegetables specifically. And then to also remove any refined foods, sugars, carbohydrates that are processed, to take care of your gut health, because your gut health is so vital in terms of absorbing and assimilating nutrients. And we've got so many people suffering from compromised gut. So that's also affecting the absorption of certain nutrients, even if you're having a really great diet. Removing the sugar is very, very important, because sugar, alcohol, caffeine, they deplete a lot of the nutrients in the soil, in the body, sorry. So even if you're having the best quality foods, you are not exactly obtaining the nutrients because your body's not assimilating and digesting. The other thing that I'm a big fan of is the concentrate trace minerals. It's a liquid mineral from the Great Lakes in Utah. It's a naturally occurring mineral, and you just put some drops in your water, and that ensures that you get immune support. It increases your energy levels. It supports cognitive function. It helps with cellular hydration, which is very important. It's not only about drinking water, but it's actually about hydrating your cells. And you do that through specific minerals and electrolytes. So that's really important to take note of as well. So these trace minerals, the concentrated trace minerals, have 72 ionic minerals. So you are ensured that you're getting a vast amount of minerals that you need. And the body thrives on minerals. A lot of people who have been iron deficient, who then correct the iron deficiency, or who are always sick, who then correct their zinc deficiency. Everything optimizes your health if you are able to correct the nutritional deficiencies. So a whole food diet and the concentrated trace minerals are something to consider when you want to address nutritional deficiencies in a big way. Yes, so it was basically an Indian study, and it was published in the Journal of Nature, which is a very established, recognized journal. And it was quite remarkable in that they took the data over 300,000 children, which is a huge amount, because, these micronutrient deficiencies affect the optimal growth, both physical and brain, of a child. They took 1 million women, and they tested 27 million they did 27 million soil tests. And they found that if, for example, I mentioned zinc and iron, because those two are huge, and magnesium, that it was the first ever study that examined the relationship between children's state of health and adults and their iron zinc deficiency specifically. And it showed that, if you are deficient in iron, and it affects your brain, it affects your immune system, it affects your energy, it makes you feel very tired if you're deficient, if you are always sick. Zinc is a big component of that. So they found that it was a huge amount of people that were tested, and soil tests as well. So they found that these micronutrient deficiencies negatively impacted people's state of health, whether it be brain function, growth, cognitive function in terms of, memory, concentration, brain fog. Immune function was a big one as well, because the body is literally made up of what you eat, and if you are not getting adequate nutrition, you will have compromised state of health, and it affects everyone differently. I'm a strong believer in, a lot of kids these days are diagnosed with so many mental conditions and ADHD, and I think that a huge amount of the issues that are contributing to that is that they are deficient in key nutrients, and that they're having so much processed refined foods that it's negatively impacting their ability to think straight, to concentrate. They are hyperactive because of the processed refined sugar. Sugar is like rocket fuel in a child's body. And not to mention adults who are burnt out, who drink copious amounts of coffee, and then that's how they start their day and they end their day with alcohol, again, depleting key nutrients. And really what they need is to eat whole foods, to go back to basics, to really nourish the body. I'm a big believer in that. So, a low soil, if the soil is poor and overprocessed, we're not getting everything we need from our food, and it does definitely affect us negatively. So I think the stats are 2 billion people worldwide are actually micronutrient deficient, which is a huge amount of people. So I have a platform called VDA Nutrition. I've got a website, VDA Nutrition, and I'm on Instagram under VDA Nutrition. Vanessa Ascencao is my full name. I have a Master's of Science in Nutrition. So these platforms are really designed for me to help educate and empower people with, topical conversations, hormones, health, children's health. And my passion is really, how do we optimize our health through certain behaviors, nutrition, mindsets, so that we can live life to our full potential. The Concentrate Trace Minerals has an incredible website that is very informative. So as I mentioned, it's an American company that distribute their products worldwide, and I will only ever mention something that I've seen benefit with. And especially if you're an athlete as well, where instead of taking all these sweetened powders and electrolytes, that you just take these concentrates, trace minerals. And because intermittent fasting is so big as well, a lot of people don't realize that if you haven't got enough sodium in the body, that you start feeling like you have adrenal fatigue and a bit burnt out. So it's very good to add these trace minerals into your water if you are someone who does practice intermittent fasting. So yeah, that's where you can find me. And the Concentrate Trace Minerals has their website that is very informative and very educational in terms of understanding micronutrient deficiencies as well.